Recording in progress.
All right, so that is our topic today is how to influence people, how to give them the sense of direction or give them the sense of understanding what they need to do to change or to better their life. You know, there's one thing that we do quite a lot of, and that is convincing people. You know, when something becomes from trying to make them understand to trying to make them convince them, it completely changes everything. You know, there's one thing that I've been learning is how to qualify people, right? Because what usually happens is you are going at a good rhythm, at a good pace, and then you get this brown apple or you get this green apple, right? Now you're trying to convert brown apples, as I always say, stay away from them because they'll turn you rotten also. There'll come a point, right? Green apple, you could give them the information and convert them over to red, but do not try convincing them, right? A lot of times that's what happens with us. We start convincing somebody, we start like really just pushing them, right? You can motivate people, but if they don't have an open mind or if they don't have an understanding, then it's not worth it. Some people, as Henry usually shares, he's not on at the moment, but some wait, some watch. So what? You just got to move on to the next. So our topic that we're going to be talking about right now is going to be about how how to talk to people, not really convince them and understand where it comes to a point where you're actually convincing them, but how to talk to them, how to connect with them, how to build a relationship with them, how to have that proper conversation or the proper verbiage. And then once you become this influencer, how do you guide them? As in that video, as Tony Robbins said, it's not about how much you could walk with them, it's how far they start walking without you being there. So I'm gonna hand it over to our two lovely ladies that have been hosting this, um, Kim and Mandy, and we'll get them to start sharing their slides so we stay on time. And hopefully everybody has been enjoying all the content and all the information they've been given. They are putting in a lot of time and effort into it. So I'll hand it to them so we stay in time, on time, because I know we're gonna have a small workshop after that.
Yeah,
So
thank you.
we'll
Do you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for that. Last week we talked about how to be an effective leader. This week we're going to talk about more of how to be an influential person in your business, right? And when people think influential, Mandy will go into that a little bit more, but you just think about your life right now too. It doesn't have to just be in business. Like, do you feel like, do a check or take a thermometer, and do you feel like you are an influential person in your circle, in your family, in your house, in your business, on your team, at work, wherever it is? Do you feel that you are? And if you feel like you are not, we have some tips for you. We have some things that you need to like think about and kind of examine how you do your life basically. And some of these things, again, a lot of people might have read books about this, or they've heard podcasts and they know about this. This is something that we want to do weekly, where we can just remind people again, or maybe we'll say something, or Maddie will say something, or Ibrahim will say something that will just catch you at the right time. Because I know I've flown all over the place for, workshops and trainings and events, and I've heard many things that are similar, but only a few stand out and really stick to me, and I have those core memories in my head. I have tons of books and notes that I've taken, and sometimes you forget about those things, right? So this could be a refresher, like I've said before, but we want to talk more on, you now with this, new year, in new era, as either a new business or first time business person, or a first time network marketer, or a first time person that has been on this call. We just want to kind of talk about how to be an influential person in your business. So go ahead, Maddie.
Everybody, thanks for coming on. Yeah, so this is so important, and we decided to pick this topic for this week because um, it is so important to see and take a look around, like Kim was saying, like who is influencing you and what kind of influence do you have on other people? So, influence, what's the meaning of this really? Okay, the power to change or affect someone or something can also refer to a person or thing that affects someone or something in any important way. Influential, having great influence on someone or something. So like this picture with Martin Luther King, look at the influence. He had over thousands and thousands of people. His conviction and belief was so strong. And the reason for that is why he had such a big influence is because people believed in his vision. People believed what he stood for. And then if you're thinking about, about yourself, you're thinking, what do I stand for? What are my beliefs? And how can I lead my group um down the same path? Like, how do you guys have the same goals that you want to reach? How can you be of better influence? What is it that people are taking away from you? And how are you influencing people? Like, what are you learning yourself that that you can have such a positive effect on people and have a good influence, that when they hear your name, that is somebody that they want to connect with, listen to, and follow. So important, to take a step back and review, like, who you admire, who influences you, and how you also can become that.
That's awesome. All right. So this is a huge part of network marketing. If you didn't know, we are a people business. So it's really important to have those relationships. And if you're like a person who, like for me, I was really blessed with a big family, have a lot of relatives. I moved to like 7 different elementary schools and 3 high schools. And then social media came in. So we always kept in touch. And I was always posting and, was always interested in other people's lives and catching up, and just genuinely wanted to just connect with people. My older sister is like super influential in her community. She does a lot of work in the Filipino community. She meets like all these different people from all over different walks of life that I would never have met, but she makes those connections genuinely, but also on purpose, because she knows that her her net worth is her network. And sometimes, people that, get these amazing opportunities or get this amazing job and they didn't even have to apply to it. It was just about who you knew. Right. So like nowadays it's changed from when it used to be. Before, you had to have like a perfect resume. There's like, if there was a typo, your resume was like checked out of the window, basically not even looked at. But now it's like, that relationship, that the fact of you getting to know somebody and just keeping in contact with people. I could say that there's been a lot of people through my travels and through my experience that I still have good relationships with. And if I flew over there, I could call on them, or I can message them and say, hey, I'm coming there, and let's meet up for dinner. And those are the people that are like, that are worth keeping in touch with. And sometimes those can go a long way, because that can open an opportunity for your business or for them connecting you, and it's just really important to do that. So if you feel like, oh wow, like I don't like making friends, I don't like people, I kind of stay in my house and like kind of stay in my own little circle. Well, maybe it's time that you need to open up a little bit and take baby steps to actually think about those people that you want to make relationships and connect with. I know New Era is like growing super, super fast, and there's so many people to really connect with and make those relationships. So I'm really excited to do that. Some of the people that are on the call right now have been able to connect with and meet them like in person and also online. And I look forward to nurturing those relationships a lot more, so that we can just grow our network and our relationship even stronger.
So true, Kim. And that is, oh, I was just thinking, building relationships. And sometimes people say to me, like, I'm not a people person.
Yeah.
This business is all about people.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're not a people person and you don't like people, this would not work out well, I feel. And people can feel also, when you're building relationships, they know, are you just in it for yourself? Is it just because you're trying to be this way with somebody so you can bring them on board in New Era? Or are you genuinely trying to build a relationship, whether they join you or not? So important. And people can read your vibe. They kind of know, like, are you just doing this for, a short time thing for your benefit? So be very mindful, because it's so important, because you don't want to mislead people. If you generally feel like you have a connection with somebody, for sure build a relationship from the heart. Also, be an expert. Be in expertise. Develop and showcase your expertise in your field through continuous learning and staying updated on industry trends. I know we talked about this a little bit last week. Things are changing. We have to adapt. Things might not be like they were yesterday, whether it's our slides, the presentations, whatever we're learning, everything is changing, and it's so important to be, when you want to be an influencer and you want to have a good following, to stay on top of that. You want to be always learning, always on the Zoom call, seeing what's happening, what's changing, what's new, and then relaying that info to your team. And so, to be of influence, they'll know that they can look up to you because you are on top of the business and you know how to help people also get there with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I've shared this before. Me and my sisters have a wedding company, and my younger sister is actually the planner. She's the main planner, and she's very organized, and has lots of experience. So in her field of expertise, she has learned so many things, and has also been open to learning new things and trends and knowing what the bride and the groom might want and keeping up to date so that she's fresh. And so whenever we have somebody that talks about a wedding or like is getting married, they know to come to her and to come to us to be like, hey, their expertise in this industry, let's go to her. So if you're thinking about in terms of New Era, when we start to learn more about making money online passively and really diving deep into the education that New Era is offering us, and we become an expertise in those sections that we choose, and you're posting it on social media that you're learning this, and you just found out about this. I learned so many things in the past, few months that I've been involved with New Era. And now people are like, oh, so you know about that now? It kind of piques people's interest to come to you now because they trust you, they know you, instead of some random person online, that they're scared of and they're not sure they're getting poached by, if they're a robot or if they're a real person or if they're just a scam. That they see you learning these new things, and you become more influential in that field that they're interested in.
Excellent.
Okay, sorry. There you go. Oh, too much.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Leadership skills. Demonstrate strong leadership by inspiring others, being decisive and taking responsibilities for outcomes. Leadership, with influence, go hand in hand. It is so important. And you have to be responsible. You have to take responsibility. Sometimes things don't go as we planned, and that's okay. We learn from that. But being decisive and not being wishy-washy, like when you're making a decision, and you stand by that decision, regardless of what that may be, even in everyday life, sometimes you think it might be the right thing. And if anything else, you're just learning from it. If it didn't work out, it didn't work out. There's always 100 different ways to figure something out. So, and that's a true leader. And that's total influence on people that can depend on you and look at you going, you know what, if it didn't work this way, it will work another way, because as a team, you're going to figure it out. So important. And that's totally demonstrating, strong leadership. And then when you're teaching people, they will learn that from you. So instead of sitting back and saying, oh my God, it didn't work out, this decision was not right, or whatever it may be, and just going, I give up, I can't do this. You have to demonstrate that there is so many different ways, and sometimes the road you take does not work out as planned, but that's okay. You learn from it, and you move on, and you're leading the pack. So it's like, if you have to be so strong that people don't um second guess it or feel like they've been let down or feeling like they're not making the right decision. So as a leader, you definitely have to step up and be like, it is okay, and just inspire people, because this is how we learn and grow, and we grow together.
Perfect. So problem solving, in terms of business and building relationships and just being somebody that can be quick to problem solve. I know a lot of people like have this naturally. Like if I talk to my husband and I tell him there's an issue or whatever, and he's always thinking, okay, how can I fix this? How can I, make this faster for you? And I can always see him trying to find like hacks of like me doing my work faster, because he wants to help genuinely, but he's just like that. That's the way he thinks. And a lot of people are naturally like that. Some of us might have to switch gears and think, okay, well, how can I offer solutions to the problem that is in front of me, right? Because when you can do that, you can put out a lot of fires, and in your business and in your team, you will have these fires going, and you basically have to become a firefighter. And so you're trying to figure out problems to like put the fire down and calm it down. But when you have that, you have to really step back and not think, not focus on the negative, not dive into like complaining about it, like this is a problem and not do anything about it. Come out from that side and really be the person to solve things. And then also people look at you like, okay, look, I'm gonna go to Kim or I'm gonna go to Mandy because they always know how to fix this issue or something. Or I might come to Mandy and talk to her and say, hey, like money is really tight. I'm having these issues and stuff. I'm coming to her because she's an influential person. I know that she always has things in her pocket that she can solve when I do come to her, right? And so if people know you as that person, they will come to you for advice. They will come to you and say, hey, I know you always do business online and stuff. I've seen your posts. I have an issue. Like I gotta make like over $2,000 more than what I already make. Do you have any solutions for that? Like, hey, Maddie, like I saw something that you posted. You're learning about crypto or online marketing. Can you give me some tips about that? Because I'm really interested. That kind of opens up that conversation where you can introduce what you're doing, right? And then solve their problems, because we know that New Era has so many solutions that we can really solve a lot of people's issues during this time right now.
Yep, so true. Emotional intelligence. Understand and manage your emotions of others and those of others, fostering positive interactions. Sometimes we don't emphasize this enough, or we're not paying too much attention to this. I find this to be one very important key when you're dealing with people and you want to be a leader. Because, what is emotional intelligence? It's like to recognize, understand, managing people's emotions. Sometimes our emotions are like a roller coaster. You're up and down. You can get such a high because it's going so well. And then, you kind of dip. And I know I used to really have extremes myself when I first started in the networking industry. It was just like, oh my God, my friend's going to join. This is going to happen. We're going to build together. You have something that you've already, made up in your mind, and then all of a sudden it's not going the way you planned, and then you're just dipping and falling. You're like, oh, this isn't real. This isn't going to work. This is not going to happen. Blah blah blah. And it's like, how do you control that? To have empathy and sympathy and listening to your team and yes, emotional regulation, because once you realize that this is happening for you, not to you, you're going to really feel better about the whole situation. And, we're all different. Some people deal with things, great. Like it's like they can brush things off easier, and then you hold on to things. And, to be an influencer and a leader, it is so important to realize like what kind of people you have on your team, what they might need. Everyone's different. And just kind of, you could do a one-on-one and go through this and explain to them like it's okay, it's normal, and just kind of bring them back and show them there's different ways of dealing with it, instead of just having really severe reactions to situations that might be happening in the business.
Absolutely. I think Ibrahim is such a good example of this because he just has this posture of like just calm,
Yes,
collected, cool.
definitely.
Like no matter what, we could call him and say like, someone's house is on fire and you got to do this or whatever. And he's like, okay, that's fine. Like let's talk about it. I'll give you a call and we're gonna fix it. Like there's no time I've seen him ever like have his emotions.
That's older. Yeah, yeah.
And so it just proves like that's how, and he's learned that craft, right? Like he didn't just start, right? He didn't wake up and was like that. I'm sure there was lots of practice, spiritual guidance and a lot of experience that he's dealt with. And I hope people don't think that everything that has come to, some of the leaders here is like all been easy, because trust me, there's been a lot of things that we've gone through. We've lost money, we've gotten scammed, we do this, and that's why we're involved with New Era, because we want to educate people how to understand that and to protect you and your money in so many different ways. So yeah, just be thankful that you are being experienced like Ibrahim and Imran and Salman, that have been able to really kind of see everything and characters of many, many different types of people out there. Maddie?
Okay. Results oriented. Focus on delivering tangible results and showcasing your contributions to the organization's success. It's so important because we work as a team. So you don't want, like, you want results and you don't want to put it all on one person thinking they're going to be bringing the results to you. We have to contribute. We have to all work as a team, work together, and focus, on what our end result is and what it is we're looking for. And teamwork, of course, so important in this. And we're looking for results. We all want results. So how can we deliver those results? As your team is growing and all these different personalities are coming in, and it's so nice to sit down and brainstorm together, because there are things that people can bring up for you that you never, because we don't think a certain way, we don't realize that, oh my God, this could be done a different way, a faster way, a easier way, or more approachable, depending on the person's situation. So definitely results. We're doing all this so everybody gets results, whether it be big or small, does not matter. It's totally dependent on the person. But definitely you got to contribute and focus.
Yeah, I put Maddie on the spot there because this was kind of like triggered to her because she's a bronze, right? So it's like, if you want to learn how to become bronze, who do you go to? You go to a person that has hit bronze. Abraham is a platinum. If you want to get to platinum, listen to what he's saying, do what he's doing. And so to show that what you've accomplished and what you can do, is it really speaks volumes, because people will listen to you, right? So we need to work on ourselves. We need to do everything that is being shared, and that hopefully that you guys are absorbing and learning and applying it, so that you can become that influence as well. Not to say that people that are, just started or don't have that ranking is not influential, so not at all. You can still be influential. Like we talked about it before, there's many leaders out there in other industries and in your workplace that are leaders, but no one is listening to them because they don't have that influence. So collaboration is really important. And one of our calls, I see Reshok on this call. So hi, Reshok. I did mention I was going to reach out to you, and I do mean to, because I want to have that collaboration, because you are really good with social media as well, and that's something me and Mandy are really interested in sharing with this group. So something like that, and just connecting, embracing that collaboration, pulling out people's strengths. If you know people on your team that are really good in one area and you're not so good in that area, collaborate with them. Don't look at each other as competition, or they're a higher rank or they're a lower rank, or they're not gonna contribute financially to me, or none of that. We're all here equally. And so we just really want to have that culture where we can raise people up, and to build on the strengths that they have, and really use that as like a superpower for all of us.
Okay, traits of an influential person. So what are you looking for? And if you want to be that person, what is it that you really need to be of influence? So, strong communication skills, empathy, integrity, the ability to inspire others. Because when you're inspiring people and you have that positive energy, and you're just always positive and lifting people up, that is so important to people, because they want somebody to believe in them. They could have joined this business, and your family, your friends, the closest people to you are not going to be supportive. So who are you going to go to before you give up? Because that's exactly how our mindset is. Because if the people closest to you that love you don't believe in your vision, who are you going to be going to? You're going to be going to your upline, to whoever influences you. So as a leader, it is so important, to have that ability to inspire people, communicate clearly what they're bringing to the table, so they have a belief system in themselves. To demonstrate confidence, adaptability. Again, things are changing at a rapid speed here with the internet and AI and everything else going on in the world right now. You have to adapt to these things, because if you're going to sit back and wait for things to happen for you, believe me, they're not going to. You really have to jump in and learn from the person that you're looking up to, who already is doing or knows of what you're wanting to do. And a genuine interest in understanding different perspectives. We all think differently. We all, do things differently. It could be the same end result, but we're all built different. So, and to understand um that it's okay, everyone's point of view is to be accepted, makes a huge difference.
For sure. I just put
Yes,
this
some
picture.
place. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's okay. This is a picture of obviously Kim Kardashian. If you guys know her, she has millions and millions of followers. She's involved with a very influential family, but she pretty much, I feel, is like the kind of the main one, and maybe people have different opinions about that. But she has like a makeup line, she has a beauty line, she's a billionaire. And she's been able to influence a lot of people to buy her product. Why? Because she sets the tone for fashion and trends and how she dresses, what she says, who she's around, all that people are watching, right? So if you think your life, think of it like everybody's watching you, right? People are waiting and watching for you to either, fail or be successful, or watching what you do. Or it's like, okay, well, so Mandy's in a business where you can make money now. Let's see how she does. Let's see how she acts. Let's see the words she's using, like, so those are very powerful things that you can carry as a person. Mandy already touched base on a few of these things that we'll go over. Some of the things I'll just talk about that wasn't mentioned was like that charisma. So that ability that some people have it natural, where it's like, when they talk, they're very engaging. People are drawn to them. They just want to listen to what they're saying. I've met some people in my past where they're just talking, I don't even know about what, but I just want to stop and like listen to what they're saying, because how they're saying it and what they're saying, it just seems very, even though I don't know too much about it, it just seems very interesting, right? Like you're just drawn to certain people for certain reasons, and sometimes it's that charisma, it's that like that energy that they project, right? Mandy was saying that it really shows when you have that vibe out there and you put it out there and people are like, okay, I want to listen to this person. Think about those people that are like that, and those are the people that you want on your business as well.
And definitely, there's people that I follow actually on Instagram and podcasts that have nothing to do even with the space that we're in. But I feel their energy and what they're saying is so contagious that I love listening to them and just learning from them, because it could pertain to everyday life. And it's so important to, find that one person, or it could be a handful of people that you just know that are going to lift you up, and learn from them. And it doesn't matter if it's business, personal, anything like that. Empathy, understanding, and relating to the emotions and perspectives of others fosters strong connection. When somebody is coming to you and they might have an issue, they have a problem, they just want to discuss and stuff, for sure, you want to be responsive in a positive, respectful manner. At that time, it might not be something that you guys could be working on a project for a new era and something else has come up. Just trying to understand and relate to people. So important, because what people say, it's like, it doesn't matter what you're saying to them, it's how you make them feel, is that's going to bring these people, keep coming back to you. And there's a reason for that. So just to be mindful of that. And also resilience, bouncing back from setbacks and maintaining composure in challenging situations is key. So sometimes, something has happened, um, you know, and you don't have control over that. And how are you dealing with that? Are you freaking out? Are you yelling, screaming, swearing? Or are you just like, you know what? This is part of life. This is part of business. And you learn from it what you can and you move on. And that's the best way to handle things, because, you want to bounce back. You don't want to be set in your old ways, because you're not moving forward and you're blocking then what's to be coming to you. So you don't want that happening. So for sure, maintaining composure, so important.
Yeah, as well as taking initiative. So, if you're in a situation and there's some things that, that you might look at New Era and it's like, oh, this should change, and you're just like complaining about it, not really telling anybody or talking about it or doing anything about it. That initiative part really shows your influence and your leadership skills, where you can be like, hey, Kim, I noticed that you guys are doing, the slides this way. Well, there's like another way that you can do it that would be more, better. I would listen to that and I would feel very confident in taking those steps and suggestions, because me and Maddie are not perfect. We're trying to do our best with what we know how. So we know there's lots of room to grow, and we've kind of stated that a lot of times, but taking that initiative to just like talk to us and tell us, and instead of just waiting for someone to ask you, speaks a lot when you can just do it yourself. You know, there's sometimes where I'll do events and I'm setting up things and I have people that are helping me. They just stand there and just wait for me to say something after the job is done, like the one task is done, instead of just picking up the next one and next one. And sometimes that's why me and my sisters like to work with each other, because we feel like we can just read each other's minds and we're always taking initiative, right, to do that. Mandy mentioned about the vision that Martin Luther King had, for example, and there's a lot of other leaders out there that have been huge leaders and influential people, but they had a huge vision. You know, Abraham has a clear vision when he talks about, you can see it, the conviction that he has, and like you just follow it because you see how dedicated and how committed he is, and he knows where it's going. And I'm like, okay, I'm willing to put in the work to do this with you because I can see where you can see this company is going, and I'm here to willing to learn and willing to serve how I can. And let's go, right? It gets me excited, it gets Mandy excited and stuff. So there's a lot of things here that can help you adjust how you're thinking, and to kind of, I don't want to say prune, but groom you into the leader that you want to be, or maybe you're already this. I advise you to just take this and pay it forward to your team, whether it's taking the recording and sending it to them, or taking what you like and then doing your own training for your team that maybe couldn't be here. That would really help. That's taking initiative, right? That is also casting your vision on it and your take on how you received it. And so, again, we're going to open this up and we're going to do a workshop. We're just going to take a quick break. So maybe you need to grab your list of people, or, you know, get your phone. We're here to kind of set this accountability time because a lot of people are busy, and this gives you a time where you can, okay, I'm going to sit here for the next 25 minutes. We're going to do New Era only. We're not going to wash the dishes. We're not going to clean. We're not going to vacuum. We're not going to call our sister. We're not going to call our friend. And these are things that gets me distracted. That's why I'm saying those, right? We're going to actually sit here. We're going to go online and we're going to do a couple of things that will help you prompt so that you can get the wheels turning and get you out of, you know, get you out and like kind of interacting online. But if you have your own list and you have a to-do list for New Era, you have people to call, use this time as well, that so that you can do this. Also, if you have anybody that wants to see the presentation, Ibrahim is available right now. If you know somebody that right now, and when we were talking throughout this whole presentation, if you know somebody that is an influential person that falls along a lot of these traits that you're like, I would love for them to see this presentation because I would love for them to be on my team, get them on a call, and we are open here and we can do the presentation for them right now. So we'll say 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, just come back. And, yeah, just grab
water, pen, paper,
water,
whatever you need. Yep.
yeah. If you're tired, grab a coffee, you know, energy drink, a healthy energy drink. Okay, we'll be right back. And then Ibrahim will play some music, if you can.
Yeah, I will. And you know, another thing I'll just add on to it
Yeah.
is, you know, a lot of times everybody has their own 100%, right? I multitask. I could move around. I do things a lot faster, right, than other people. So understanding somebody's 100%, understanding that you could tell if somebody's really giving their 100% or they're slacking it. But if you feel that they truly are giving their 100%, then that's their 100%. You just have to build on it and slowly bring it out. It's like going to the gym. You know, when I used to go to the gym with my buddy, and I said when I used to, I don't, I gotta get started again. But you know, it was that extra push, right? He would tell me that the one extra push up, you know, that one extra step. Because when that, you know, there's a quote I'm trying to remember that courage comes. Um, Courage really shows when you're ready to give up. That extra step that you take is where your courage kicks in. So, you know, we just have to, these are personal developments that we're going through, where the changes that we're going to go through. Truly, I am not the person that I was back in 2015, right? It is these mentors, it are the guidance, the people that are out there that are that really showed me there's a lot more to what I could do than what I was doing. Because I was so burnt out. I was so done with everything because the routines were always the same. Get up in the morning, open up the shop, deal with the customer, and it was a vicious circle that I was stuck in. but taking some initiative, taking some, necessary steps that I didn't see because I thought that was it, that was life. That's how my life is gonna be. I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life because I wasn't open to other options. Until I opened that door to other options, things started to change. I have a friend of mine, he was running a Facebook page where he was doing a lot of mindset training. He was doing so many trainings, and then he stopped. And this is something that I didn't know about him until like I saw a video of him from 6 years ago going on Facebook and doing trainings. And I approached him, like, why aren't you doing this anymore? Right? And then he told me a story, people weren't following and I didn't have enough crowd. And I think, you know what, you gotta get back on that again, because we're gonna give you the crowd. And now he's excited. The energy is back. He has a reason to do it. So we'll get started now. We'll call off the break and whatever you guys have in mind, we'll go from there.
So I was thinking, because there's so many people on the call and everybody's at different kind of levels. We have people that, are just starting to get on Facebook and Instagram. We have people like Reshock. She is like, has 13,000 followers and posting, knows what she's doing. And loved her feedback from when we talked last time. I think that this might help a little bit more, posting just some prompts that you can do the time that we have 20 minutes right now. So I would suggest some of these things to start off with if you are completely lost and don't know where to go. I put first, this is something that you should do also daily. A lot of people, a lot of influencers online actually do post like 3 times a day. For me, I haven't been able to get there yet, to be honest, but consistency is a huge thing. It's like advertisement, right? When people see your posts all the time, they're like, oh yeah, it's them again. Or like, oh, they're talking about business. Like, oh, they're talking about something positive. Or like, oh, that's a nice post, or that was a positive post that they did, and they like it. They start to follow. That's how like celebrities and people of uh influential and really wealthy people get people to follow, because they're always consistent and doing what they're doing. They're known for that, right? When it comes to normal and regular people, sometimes people are like, oh, they post too much and they don't like to follow them. And there's people have different opinions, but it doesn't matter what they think, right? You just got to do what you want to do, and not think about those things. So I would recommend, if you can right now, to take the time to post something positive that would brighten someone's day. We talked about how a lot of things right now are really dark and people are, in their own slump a little bit, and it could be helpful to actually post something really nice for them to see, right? Or if you know that somebody could relate to something that you see, send it directly to them, right? They would appreciate it. So you can post a picture of you. I know that a lot of people respond to people when they post a picture of their family. You can post a quote. It could be a business quote or just a quote about a everyday topic that you enjoy, or a joke or a fact or anything like that. I've done every day. There's always like 10 or 13 birthdays on my social media. So I like to go into that and message them directly with a personal birthday greeting. You can go on at least 10 people's Instagram or Facebook pages and just go through their lives and see what they posted last, comment on it, engage with them. If they post something negative, say something positive on their posts, engage with them in conversation, or message them directly and say, hey, I just saw your post. Like, are you okay? Are you feeling okay? It seems like you're not doing well. Or like, I just saw that you posted about looking for a new job. What's going on? Like, start to engage with those people directly, because people want to be seen, want to be heard. That's why they post it, right? That's why they're putting themselves out there. So basically, we're living in this sea of people just throwing out bait out there, and we're like just looking at all these people that we can talk to. We have a plethora of people that we can talk to. And so you can either go in and choose who you want on your team and be very specific with your target market, and then start to engage with them. You can just reply to all the messages and the comments that people have commented on your post in the previous week that you have posted. And then I would suggest to continue doing this too, right? Don't only just do this when we have the time right now. So if anybody has any questions, you can chat in the box. Bye, Charlotte. Thanks for coming out. Chat in the box. If you guys have somebody that wants to see the presentation, please also message us here and we'll be watching the chat. So off you go. Ibrahim, if you can play some music and then we'll get to work. If anybody has questions, please chime in. Thank you so much, Philip. Take care. All right, I'm gonna also be doing this, so I'm just gonna mute.
Something that I usually do is I usually post a small motivational clips or small motivational videos. Sometimes I share, something that I'm doing. I get so many people messaging, asking and, questioning what I'm doing. Just always remember there are people, they're always watching. They want to know how far you're gonna go with this. You know, the the people that do not want you to succeed will wait for you to fail and watch you. And people that want you to succeed might not join your business, but they'll be rooting for you. So we just have to, stay positive at our end. Always, give out positive vibe, positive information, positive messages, because it takes that one positive message to brighten somebody's day, right? So this workshop is more about how to build relationship. There's something that I've been learning also, which is called form. How to start a conversation through form. Form is family, occupation, recreation, and then motivation or money, right? Talk about people. When you talk to somebody about family, it shows you how responsible they are. You know, uh, if you talk about their occupation, they'll tell you how excited they are about their occupation or what they like or dislike. It's all about listening to people. Recreation, what do they love doing? What they want to do. Somebody that loves to play, that loves to go swimming, but has a job and family and they can make time, right? Then you could give them something. You cannot make time, you cannot buy time, right? But you could do activities that will give you that would allow you to maximize the time that you have. We all have 24 hours in our day, you know. And then motivation or money, where are they with money or what motivates them? Are they a people person? Are they do they do, when they start helping people out, does that motivate them? Making more money, does that motivate people? And it's okay if you want to make more money, right? Is it volunteering? And these are the things that you could really connect with people. It's all about building relationship. It's all about um, listening to their story, listening to what their wants are, what their needs are, what their desire are, and then building something around them, around their schedule. As I said, everybody has their own 100%, right? When I give my 100%, that is my level of giving it, right? Somebody's 100% might be lower than that. Just don't have expecting that their 100% has to match your 100%. But you need to truly understand, are they really giving it 100%? You know, the minute you understand how to sort people, how to, really qualify people to be part of your journey, not everybody's going to get on board. Some people will get on board to sabotage you or really slow you down or bring your motivation down, right? You could only, we all have patient tolerance, right? So, um, Kim, is there anything you guys want to add on to it, or is there anything else we're doing, or?
I just posted the prompts for people on the side here in the chat. So if people are still this because last time this took us quite a while to get through.
Mhm.
So people can continue it after. But I don't have anything to add, Mandy, if you have anything to add on here.
Hi, no, I don't actually right now. Does anybody have any questions?
There was
Anybody?
there was somebody in the chat asking if we're doing the presentation right after. And then I said no, but we can do a presentation if they do need to.
Yeah.
Haya Chin.
Hyacinth.
Yeah, sorry.
Hyacinth
Hi.
West, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if anybody has any question, comment, concern, something uh, that they want to do but they can't do, or something, somebody that they want to approach but they don't know how to do that approach. This is an open conversation. There are, I hate using this word. There's never a stupid question. If you have a question, if you have a concern, if you have a comment, if it's something that you're stuck in, please, yeah, unmute yourself if it allows you. If not, I will unmute you. Please come out and, let's have this conversation. We're here to help you build yourself and build the business. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for the presentation tonight. My name is Rochelle. So I'm just glad that you touched on the part of how to approach people, because normally what I do, I advertise and people come to me. I'm struggling to reach out to people. I don't know how to start the conversation. I don't know if there's a certain script or something that has worked for you guys before that we can use to actually be out there to connect with new people without actually scaring them away.
100%. You know what? If you do a direct approach for business, people are tired of that. I found a solution to make money. I could make you. None of that works. What I've been doing is I've been talking about the real world, the real facts that are happening. Right now, let's talk about New Era. What is New Era doing? It's educating you into the industry that's up and coming. I don't know if people know this about the central bank digital currency. How many of us know about that? CBDC. Raise their hand or in messages put 777 or 111. Right. Now, central bank digital currency is coming out, right? What that generally means is total control. It's not just in other part of the world that people are struggling. Everybody is struggling. Every single person. Here in Canada right now, things are changing. That is the reality. That's the fact. When we used to do our groceries, when we used to go out there and buy milk, egg, and bread, just three things, it had never cost us over $10 to $12. Right now, when we go to do our grocery shopping, literally yesterday I went grocery shopping, I picked up only four things. I picked up grapes, croissant, a bottle of milk, and one more thing, $45. I'm not complaining about it, but I'm saying that's the reality of it, right? So have a real world conversation. Tell people that the world is changing. Things are changing. If they don't keep up with the change, they're going to get left behind. It's all about the example that I gave the other time is Apple. Wouldn't it be would have been great? We all use either Apple or we use Samsung. Out here in Canada, that's the only two brands that I see, Apple or Samsung, right? Why did Apple and Samsung became so big is because we were the end users of it. Only if we would have bought shares in it when they were earlier coming. Now, the product that we're using right now, we could have been making money off of it. What I'm trying to say right now is a lot of the changes are coming in the world. The banking system is changing. Out here in Canada, if I go to the bank right now and I ask them if I need $5,000 cash, they don't have it. I went to the bank, I was helping a friend out buy a car. And I went to the bank and I said, can you give me $5,000? And you know what their words were? Let us check our inventory. Our trust.
They even ask you, why do you want it?
Yeah, and then it was the question was, why do you want it? What do you want to do with it? I told the lady I need it because it's cold. I'm gonna go burn it.
Yeah.
Why? And this is the reality of what is happening right now. This whole crypto world, when I talk to people about crypto, oh no, it's a scam. I'm scared. No, buddy, because you didn't have enough information, enough knowledge, right? That is the problem. People just don't have enough information. So when you start off a conversation, the conversation should not start off is that I found a company that's going to make us a millionaire, that's going to do this, and it's going to, that's it. You're going to be free once you put your money in there. That's it. You're going to kick back and become a multimillionaire. That is not the conversation you want to have. You want to have a conversation. You want to see where it really hurts. What are people struggling about? Where are they hurting? And then build a solution around it. Then say, hey, you know what? I found a company that's actually showing us how to create passive income. Do you even know what passive income is? Passive income, I found out about passive income in 2015, meaning when you do the job one time, you get paid again and again and again. Talk about their struggle. When I talk to somebody about New Era, this is the way I approach them. Hey, if you could learn, share, and earn at the same time, and take those earnings to help you pay small bills, how does that sound? Right? So you have to qualify the person. That is what I'm talking about when I say about qualification. You got to have a conversation and find out where they're at, what level they're at, what they're looking for. How much do they really want it, right? And that is the way you'll know, because every time they slow down, you could remind them of why they wanted this. I hate my job. All right, let me show you. You can't quit. You can't just sit at home because you hate your job. You got to get up and go. But when you hate something, when you don't want to do it, your performance are always lower. Every time you start off a new job, especially young people, they'll go in with this energy and all dressed up, all groomed up, and we're ready to go, right? But what happens is in time, they realize how much they're being used. We're not here telling anybody to go out there and resign on your job, but we're saying that a job is just over, bro. It will only get you to a certain point. There are people that I've seen in my life, that are the same as they were 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago. Nothing changed, right? Everything else changed. They didn't change. The only thing that changed in them is more whining. If there is a problem, there is a solution. You got to take lead in it. So building a conversation, start off with true articles. That the central bank digital currency that's coming out there right now. Do we understand how money works? Government is printing all this money. Oh, we're gonna keep printing it. We're gonna keep printing it, and we're in trouble. Imagine them programming your money. Imagine they control how much gasoline you could buy, how much travel you could do, how much grocery you could do, how much you could spend on your vacation, because they have the power to program it. And that is what's coming. And if you do not understand it, you're going to be used by that system, because they need the masses, they need people to use it. There's no difference between, what they're doing right now. It's going to be more worse. They're bringing their own cryptocurrency. They're bringing their own way of controlling. That's a conversation you're going to have. When people start that conversation, they're like, hey, man, I need more information. How can I secure myself? How could I secure my freedom? COVID came in, the whole world's freedom was gone, because they put so much fear in the masses that people just fell for it, right? So it's about the conversation. It's about what you say to the next person. How can you help them change their situation? And then tell them that obviously it will take hard work, it will take time. You need to be focused. You need to give that 1 hour of your time to a 30-minute, 15-minute. It all depends on how badly you want to change your situation. So never push business, always have a conversation, grab a tea, talk about the world, talk about things that are happening, talk about the changes that you felt. When I got and started into the whole network marketing, multi-level marketing business, I didn't get a lot of success. But something that I walked away, it really developed me. I looked at so many development videos and motivation videos that's why everything I say positive. Even if it's a negative situation, I always try finding positive in it, finding the solution in it. Sometimes when you do not find the solution, sleep on it. Think of it again. A lot of people lose over their sleep. Oh my God, there's a problem. Oh my God. When we're building this business, we're going to run into so many hurdles. We're going to go through so many roller coaster rides. There's going to be days where you don't want to get up. There are going to be days you don't want to get on meetings. There are going to be days where you don't want to do anything. That is the time where your courage comes in. That is the time power comes in and say, no, I have to get it done. So easiest way is have a normal conversation, start reading the facts that are out there, start reading, turn off that TV, turn off the news, turn off that all this negative things that they're giving you, and listen to the people that are out there in the world right now that are really, looking at things that are changing. So we got to keep up with the change. That is what New Era is about, is keeping up with the change, being updated with all the information, all the new gadgets and devices and technology that is coming out. So you are ahead of the curve. We 2 days ago, we had a leadership here in Canada. And the question I asked is, how many people know how to even buy Bitcoin, buy crypto? And like, we had few people that knew, few people that did it. That's a great start, of a conversation. People will come up to you, oh my God, look at Bitcoin, it's doing this, doing that. It doesn't matter what it's doing. What are you doing is the biggest question. What are you learning? People are coming up, oh, people making so much money from Amazon. Great, they are. What are you doing? Do you want to learn how to make money from Amazon or online digital marketing? Come here, I have a solution for you. Let me show you. People come up and say, oh man, I have a friend who does Forex trading, he makes a lot of money. You want to learn it? Come here, let me show you. Highlight what the company is giving you, right? Don't highlight those returns and those ROIs. Great, that is extra bonus. They were added bonus. But what the skill that you could learn, the things that you could learn is what's going to really build you. Is what's really going to help you get to that next level. So, continue building this business around what people want. You cannot have them think at your level. You cannot have them, look at that information the way you look at it. You're going to find three type of people in this business. You're going to find people that just want to be completely passive. They're going to come in, buy a package, and just sit there. You're going to have people that love networking. That are going to make their money from networking. You're going to have people that are going to come in for education. You can have somebody that's going to come in for all three. Our goal is to make sure that they go in all three areas to really grow and develop. So yet again, the way I've been successful is just with conversations. Anybody else have any questions, comments, or something that somebody said when you did a presentation and it created a hurdle or roadblock? Bring that up. Let us know. Tell us. Somebody calling this a pyramid scheme. It's not a pyramid scheme. You could do comparisons for that, right? You could show them. But the only way you could answer these questions is when you're connected, when you truly understand what is going on. Somebody's going to say, oh, I have done this before. I've seen that before. Great. Have a second look. We never learned our ABCs in one day. Somebody's going to say this. Somebody's going to say that. That's the only way of being positive, is by knowing, right? Knowing the information, knowing the right information, understand the compensation plan, understand our back end, understand what companies offering, look at different people's point of view of looking at this. You'll get a better understanding. Join every single Zoom call there is, no matter who's doing the presentation. If they're your upline, your downline, your sideline, because there are going to be ways of them presenting that might click with you. You might say, oh, yes, I never took that approach, or I never looked at it that way. Because everybody has a different way of looking. Is that the example that I give you? Is that number 8 and number 9? People looking at it from the top end will look at a 9. People looking at it from the bottom end will look at it as 6. They're both right. It's just the angle that you're looking at. So really design the business, customize the business around people's, the way they need to see it, the way they need to hear it. We're not talking about sugarcoating anything. We're not talking about like really hyping it up. Everything has to be straightforward. Everything have to lay on the table. There is no, get quick rich scheme out here. It takes hard effort. It takes hard work. It all depends on how badly you want it, how determined you are for it, and how far are you willing to go. And that is the way it is. That's the way you qualify leaders. That's the way you qualified your team members that you would really want to put your time and effort with, because you could only motivate a person enough until, you got to move forward. So always stay in phase one, because when you stay in phase one, your team will stay in phase one. When you come in, whatever you do, your team will do. I'm telling you this. So phase one is making your contact list, knocking it through, duplicating that. And that's the way you're going to succeed, right? Make contact lists, do memory joggers, do whatever you can, go through old contact. Yesterday I messaged a buddy of mine 2 years ago. He was a top leader in a company. I messaged him. He's like, no, I'm in the real estate business now. I'm like, great, let's stay in communication. In the future, if I do decide to buy real estate, I'm going to get in touch with you. Stay in communication. People don't want you to just approach them because of just business. You got to see how they're doing, what they're up to, how are things, let them open up, listen to them. Once you listen to them, then you could give them a solution. Their timings are always different for everybody. Right now, I could be quite successful right now, and you approach me with an opportunity, I'll say no. But maybe 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, things change. Something could happen. So always follow up, but always follow up not as giving them an opportunity, but as having a conversation and finding out where they're at with stuff, what their opinions are, what their thought frames are. Because you're going to bump into people where you put gold in front of them, they're going to say it's gold plated. You're going to have people that you put gold in front of them, they'll be like, yeah, it's gold. How can I get some? Can you help me? Can you guide me? So start sorting, start qualifying, start developing, start talking to people, find out their goals. That is a goal of a leader, is to find out their goal. Once you see that person working towards their goal, they have leadership quality. They have the desire. That's the people you want to work with. But if I have to motivate everybody every single day and give them a call, hey, buddy, why haven't you done anything? I didn't see you on your call. I'll do that once, twice, 3 times. After that, I'm done. Unless otherwise they really have a solid reason, I cannot carry their weight. I have to move forward. There's somebody else waiting for me to help them. And I'm taking their time trying to motivate somebody that has no passion. So don't miss out on it. Look at your team, look at your organization, and start calling them and say, hey, listen, what's going on? Where are you with things? What is your struggle? Not to motivate them, but to ask them what their struggle is, where they're stuck at. Why aren't they moving forward? Why are they still stuck at a position? Or why hasn't things moved forward? And then, after having that conversation, find a solution. Say, hey, you know what? I'm going to dedicate 1 hour of my time every week. Can you give me that much? And in that 1 hour, that's the time. If they start giving you that hour, it's your job now. There's never bad students, just bad teachers. It all depends on how we do it. Right. Some have different levels of learning. So really, daily listen to some motivation. Start off your day with motivation and listen to podcasts. I listen to Jim Rohn every day. I probably listen to his same recording like 100 times. But every time I listen to it, I receive a different message. So keep yourself connected to the higher power. Keep yourself connected to the right people. Keep joining these calls. Keep joining these Zooms. We're going to keep improving. Your opinions really matter. Please, give us your feedback. Get in touch with us. And I'm going to end this call now. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Mandy and Kim for, their weekly presentation. I want to thank our corporate team for always promoting these calls and letting people, coming in. All the back end that they're doing right now. I'm super excited about Dubai. Hope I get to meet everybody there. Please plan it out. Try your best to be there. Our CEO has made it so simple of getting to Dubai, right? You're making money while you're working your way towards Dubai. So please try your best to come out to Dubai. It's going to be an amazing event. We are the people that are going to build New Era. It's not the CEO. It is not the corporate team.